the moonlight.
Oh, hey, what up? My bad. I was just jamming out to that last song y'all heard on what Mr. Wills thinks, you know? So, paka! Welcome. Uh, First on the agenda. Just so you know, this week we talking about sports one time. And the one time we're talking about it is right now. And so, first thing on the agenda is uh, it's kind of a little sketchy topic to talk about because it involved a fighter that was in a contradictable. Let's see another word for it. The fighter was in a questionable um, weigh-in. The weigh-in, he was over just a few like little itty bitty kilometer pounds overweight. Wasn't even a lot. Rumor is that the weight was over the scale of the scale that they use in the UFC. This is about the fight that happened over the weekend in the UFC. They're saying that the scale might have been off a little bit. So there's a big thing. There was a lot of fights going on this weekend, but I want to talk about this one. I know y'all want me to talk about the Canelo fight versus the. I'm sorry if I mispronounced his last name, but Vol. Y'all don't want me to talk about that, so I won't. But I'll still put a little picture up there for you. Ding ding. Anyways, we're gonna go back to the UFC fight in UFC 274. It was Alvaro. Alvaro, Charles Alvaro versus Justin Gaethje. It was for the UFC light heavyweight championship. As I said in the beginning, the scale was unfortunately a little off, according to his camp. We don't know. It's kind of been a controversy. But anyways, they let them fight anyways. But if Oliveira was to win, he doesn't hold the championship. He becomes the number one contender instead of the champion because he had a vacant his belt at the weigh-in because he missed weight. He was overweight. But anyways, moving on into the fight, Justin Gaethje right off the bat, boom, hit him twice. Got him on his booty twice on the floor. Got Alvaro twice. Boom, stunned him one time. Got even busted him open. I believe above his left or right left eyebrow. But then all of a sudden, I believe like not even 3 seconds later, Oliveira comes back and hits Justin Boom with his own, and it just jumped right on him and rear naked chokehold, choked him out. Boom, done. It was nuts. I was like, wow, that was fast. That was amazing. I couldn't believe that happened. And right away, you can see Oliveira went to Dana White and was pleading for his belt, but Dana was telling him, "You missed weight, man, but you're the number one contender." So we'll see what the future holds for that title. It is vacant, so we'll see who he fights next. Moving on, the American Song Contest. The winner was announced this past Monday. The final showing was announced. There was a total of 10 performers that performed at the very end. Excuse me while I go down.
2 hours later.
There were 10 performers that performed in the finals, and all of them were amazing. There were a couple that I felt like that were left out, such as Broderick Jones, who you heard in the beginning, boy from Kansas. John Morgan, representing North Carolina. He had this cool little song called "In the Middle." I liked it, and of course, talking about almost every week on here. Ryan Charles with "New Boo Goofing." I love that. But the 10 that were there, I was cool with it. They were fine. They deserved it. The jury at the end, the jury decided that it was Alan Stone that they had to pick as the winner of the whole show. But when they added up all America's votes and added everything up, it was actually Alexa from Oklahoma. Golf clap. That won the whole thing. Wow. I mean, she had a nice little cool song. I think it was more her visual that got her. I was a little sad that Alan Stone didn't hold it, Baby got a little bit above. I love that song. But I love that song from Alan Stone. It's amazing. We'll play a little bit later on, just so y'all know what I'm talking about. It's beautiful. It's awesome. Over the weekend, I went to a single A baseball game, and after the game, there was a free wrestling show that was going to be put on at the end, and it was going to be put on by EWF, Empire Wrestling Federation. It really reminded me that the grind that these wrestlers have to go through, in the independent scene, it's amazing how they do it. They don't get paid very much for these small shows. Practically, they're getting possibly the minimum, which I don't even know what it is, but they're wrestling outside, sometimes even out in the middle of the baseball fields. But this time it's on the side, near on the outside near the stadium, near the bleachers, which was awesome. I liked it. It was cool. I got to meet a couple of the wrestlers. It was very humbling, honestly. You could tell some of the wrestlers have been there for a while in the company, and I liked it. It was fun. It was awesome. It's very cool. They're actually going to hold a really big event coming up on June 4th. It's going to be awesome. I'm even thinking about going to it. It's going to be, tickets are really cheap. There's going to be a flyer. Boom, right there. Tickets are going to be super cheap to go to it. There's going to be 6 matches supposedly. And all of these matches, I mean, these guys put on the same exact show that you see on TV. Yes, they're, not as extreme, but they do pretty much the same thing. And when you see it live in person, you're like, whoa, it's cool. The small show that I did see this past weekend, it was awesome. It was something to remember. I got into it with one of the wrestlers. It was funny though. I loved it. Y'all should go to this barbecue / show that they're gonna have at the VFW in San Bernardino. It's gonna be cool. Take the young ones out there and go see it, and y'all see why I love wrestling so much. You feel me? Moving on. We are talking about a lot about wrestling this week because we didn't talk anything about it last week, and so I'm making up for it. But there is this one character that's been catching my eye on AEW. He goes by the name of Danhausen. This guy is awesome. This guy is cool. I've low-key only seen him wrestle one time. He had a match this past weekend on Dynamite against Tony Nese, and Danhausen did not perform not one offensive move. He took all of the hits. I think there was like 3 moves performed. I mean, that's the whole gimmick. His whole gimmick is mainly just mental stuff. He tries to do a little voodoo on you. It's kind of funny. It's kind of weird. It's cool because they're using his character. He's so unique. They're putting him with a character that doesn't really speak a lot and doesn't try to do more the physical stuff than the mental stuff. And so I think they're putting them together, and that's Hook. Hook is actually the son of Taz, the wrestler of Taz. Hook is awesome. They call him the handsome devil. He is a handsome devil, that young man. But they're putting these two together to call him Hookhausen. It's going to be a great team because they're kind of like yin yang. They're totally opposite one another. One talks a lot. The other one doesn't say a word. One does a lot of physical stuff, and the other one does barely any physical stuff in the ring. It is awesome. It is cool. He does know how to take a bump. I can tell you that, though. Danhausen do. You don't know if he's going to be very nice or very evil to you. But it's cool. I love it. Moving on. The last thing we're going to talk about before we talk about what's going to happen next week. But the last thing we're going to talk about, similar to American Song Contest, actually, where American Song Contest got the idea from, is a thing called Eurovision Song Contest. This takes place every year in the beginning of the summer. Last year I watched it, and I watched it on Peacock. And this is when I fell in love with this band from Finland called Blind Channel. They were awesome. They caught my ear, I guess as you would say. Bloop, bloop. And I love the sound. It reminded me a little bit of Linkin Park, but it was awesome. It was a bit different. It was a little bit more heavy metal than Linkin Park, but it was cool. I liked it. So I ended up joining the Blind Channel group, as they would say. It was cool. I loved it, but I bring it up because this is a new they got a new show coming up, and it just came out this weekend. Or it came out this week. Excuse me. This weekend is a final. So check it out because it is a way of us Americans seeing diverse music. You will not believe how diverse the music is. But this year it is being held in Italy because last year's winner, Mainskin, Mainskin, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. They're a really cool rock band that won it last year, and it was awesome. It was cool to see them win. But they represented the country of Italy, and because they're Italian and they represented the country of Italy, this year's competition is being held in Italy, and the one and only Johnny Weir is hosting, and I like that guy. He's a character. But check it out because there's some artists in there that like I said, us Americans will not get to see because they're out in another country. And it may sound different. Some of the songs you may be like, "What in the world is that?" But there are some artists and some songs that they put out there that I can rock my head to and headbang to and get into it. It's awesome. I like it. Next week on the show, we will be talking about more about sports next week. I promise you we'll get back into sports. I just had to, get into my wrestling point of view this week because I missed it a lot last week, and wanted to get the song contest stuff out there because it's different stuff that y'all won't hear about. So I want to let y'all hear about it. But next week we all gonna talk about all the semifinal setups for the the semifinals for the West. What's that looking like? Golden State just won their big Game 6, so now they'll be waiting for the winner of Game 7 from the Phoenix and Dallas. So we'll see. I think it's going to be Phoenix. So most likely it'll be Game 1 in Phoenix. We'll see. See if I'm right. And then in the East, we got Miami waiting on the winner of Milwaukee. And I love saying that. The winner of Milwaukee and Boston. I honestly don't know who's going to get that one. That's coin toss. We'll see who gets that one. And of course, we'll also be talking about catching up on the hockey playoffs. Lots of Game 7s happening there on Sunday as well. It's been crazy playoffs. I love it. Y'all got to come check it out. But if not, just come here and y'all see the results here. And next time, keep it tight like the great Xavier Woods says. Love each other. And you know what I say? Rock Chalk, J-Hawk,
feeling like Superman, and I don't got no cape to fly. Wanna push against the atmosphere and leave gravity defined. But is it really flying, or is falling redefined? Maybe it could be a bit of both at the same time.